What up? What up, Supercha? What's up, ground pounder? Birch Custom. I don't want to steal. Yeah, and it'll make you cooler, Bert. It'll like couple notches up on the cool scale, for sure. Like at least 2 or 3. So when I started out, actually I'm gonna put this back behind me somehow. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it in the shot always. But this is the list of people that are kind of keeping the channel moving for me and going. So these are my members. There's Ground Pounder, James, Jay, my brother Chris. Then there's Chris 5, who is a new member. And then we got Supercha in our memberships now. So stoked on that. And yeah, just I appreciate it big time. Also on members this week was episode 1 of what's up, Zachary? Was episode 1 of this, like the actual episodes of them. So what I'm doing right now is we do these weekly, but I'm picking certain videos and doing watch-alongs and reviews with them. The response I've got has been pretty good, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing it. My wife is really funny, so what she did is she kind of oh, figures. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna be able to write it backwards, I don't think. But yeah, what do you do? I'll just start tagging them in the stuff then. But yeah, she I made the video. It's on Buck and Billy Ray. I'm definitely not making any friends with it. I'm brutally honest, and I'm just telling the truth. So we did episode 1, and as I was titling it, I was like, do I tag him in it? Or is that too much? And my wife's like, she kind of plays me. She's like, do you have the balls to do that? I'm like, oh, yes. So, we'll see how that goes over. Once again, when I do these, it's nothing personal. It's just the truth. So, yeah, that's it. What up, Super Dave? How are we? William, what's up, man? Right on. Right on. Glad you're here, William. Yeah, so I'm being asked if I'm gonna put that on the normal channel, and I feel like yeah, eventually that will come over to the channel. I don't know how long it'll be. I like that there's, what's up, Dan? there's an incentive to be a member, because I mean, I want to be able to give you something different. Brandon, what's going on? If you're a member, I want to give you something extra, something that you can't just get on the normal channel, plus the other perks that come with being a member. You know, it's not monetized, so you know, no ads, no nothing, and then you get it early for all the other stuff, and then some behind the scenes stuff also. So I'm working my tail off on this membership thing, because I feel like that's where the channel may make me a buck. So I'm trying to put a lot of focus there, so it's as cheap as I could justify doing it, and hopefully we can get a crew over there. That way maybe I could do some live chats and stuff for you guys, and just for them. But yeah, enough about me. Let's see who's all here real quick. Doing good. Planning my day tomorrow. Right on. Yeah, I spent all monies. All my money's gone. Dang. What up, James? There's James. Sweet. What up, brother? Squirrely John's here too. We got the whole crew. Yeah, I was gonna say something, and I do not remember. I prepped a little too hard, and now I'm burnt. But we'll get through it. If I had more time, I would do more. If I had more time, I would do more members only. Yeah, it's rough, man. It's like, you know, to keep your stuff going and then add something to do like members is it's rough. Like, you're asking someone to give you additional money for something that they already get for free. So it's honestly, I'm members to a few different channels that aren't even anything to do with tree work, and it's just, I just want to support the content creator, basically. And if that content creator appreciates it back, I feel like they figure out a way to give you something additional. So, was Billy here? Son of a bitch. Billy, what up, brother? I'm glad somebody said hey to Billy, because I've skipped right over him. It just feels right having Billy back. Alright, so there's just a lot of content on YouTube. Let's just say that. And a lot of the men that do content have a lot of feelings. They're easily offended, even to the point of being offended before nothing was ever, even if nothing was said about them, towards them. Like, there's this wild paranoia of a content creator that makes them fear that people are talking about them negatively. And it's like, that's the thing I wish I could help people with, like, not, Ayush, what's going on? Not have to deal with. So I feel like what we're doing is we're taking things back a few years, where you could razz on people, you know, poke at your buddies, like as if you were on the job site with a bunch of friends, and you're not always being like, oh, you're the best, you do the greatest stuff, I love you, hope your day's great. I just don't live in a world like that. I kind of live on Earth, but that would be cool if maybe one day I could go visit wherever that place is at. Alright. Appreciate that, James. You the man. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, and you see fit, you hit the thumb button. It helps out the channel. It maybe push it along. But let's get started. So the first channel I would say for this week is going to be one that we don't see a whole lot from, and one I wish we would see more from, and that's Dano Treeworks. So Dano is a very good tree guy. I've actually had the pleasure of, I mean, Dano's been right here. I think he's the only subscriber I've ever had that's been here. Quite the feller. I like Dano. He's the man. Great tree guy. So, I'm always in my feelings, man. Please be gentle. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't get in your feelings. I must have, like, been at the end of the line when they were handing out feelings, because I feel like I missed some of them. Other people, they have more than I have. So Dano put out a video rigging over the house in a tight spot. It's not always bad here. This one, I don't know if I have anything bad to say. Dano, it was just nice to see him making videos again. He doesn't let social media like run his life, and I respect that a lot. It can easily do that, and it could easily like play with your mental and like dictate your personality. And it's funny because my wife says, like, I'm surprised that you haven't had that. And I still don't know if I've ever been maybe tested technically, because I don't consider what I do here in the channel to be anything massive, huge, like out of the ordinary, that I'm like above anybody else. Maybe that's my personality. I don't really like to do this me thing. So I think that's why I do this and try to find a way to take myself out of the equation, because there's enough main character syndrome going on YouTube. I don't really need to add to it. So what's on the menu in the clink tonight? Well, we got Dano. He put out that rigging over the house in a tight spot. Then he actually put out 2 videos this week. The other one was give me some watch hours, folks. Climbing and felling footage. You want to see a guy that is a very skilled climber, do very good rigging, fallen trees, like, just Dano's the complete package as a tree dude. So go over to his channel, give it a look. You know, he's a good dude. He's just a good dude, and he's been making videos for quite a long time now, and he's been doing tree work for probably way longer than that. And I just feel like he's a good dude for some of you out there that have questions and stuff. He may be a person to go through, and you can get that one-on-one, because he's such a, like, down-to-earth kind of grounded guy that doesn't let... The fact that you do tree work and you climb, that can make you a conceited asshole in itself. Then if you get like a little bit of a following or any kind of social media following, like, that puts that cherry on top of that asshole sundae. And like, that is a weird visual, an asshole sundae. But like, yeah, it is what it is. But JC, what's going on, man? Dan is the man. Secret Agent Smith here. Right on. Right on. Alright, so now let's get to somebody who, yeah, this guy is never, he's just always in trouble. Veterans Tree Service. The video is called How to Make Big Money with a Small Business. A bitty business. Alright? So, I don't even know where the hell do I start with this guy. Like, at one point, he says something about, somebody calls him while he's up in the tree, and he's like, you're gonna have to leave a message, I'm busy right now, unless it's Jake from Guilty of Treason, Mike Steelborn, or somebody else. And he's like, I wouldn't answer their phone. Listen here, you dweeb. I would never call you, first of all, unless I was looking for like a woman's opinion on something, or to borrow a 500i since you got like 17 of them. So let's get that straight, like, right off the go. I'm not, unless like, how do they size women's shoes? something like that. Maybe I call. I probably would text though. So, you seen it with me? I don't know. I don't think I have, man. I don't think I have. It could be. I don't know. No. Yeah. Some people let, like, I don't know. Some people just have the personality that, like, even if they're not comfortable with something, they will bullshit their way through it to try to look cool, educated, smart. Even every once in a while, they try to do it to be manly. Not a whole lot of men, in my opinion, left in the industry. It seems it's really sus nowadays, and is a lot of glazing, and it makes me feel awkward, but bad for you. What's going on? So, okay, Tim puts out this video, how to make money, big money, with a small business, and I'm like, okay, what's this going to be? So it starts out, and this is the best. It's very nice to see Tim in his element, doing what he's meant to do. And I believe that was standing on a ladder and topping trees. So, like, I mean, it was nice to see the guy in his element, like he was doing his thing. He was standing on the very tip top of a ladder, and he was topping the shit out of this tree, just getting it. So yeah, respect to you for showing that, but yeah, you shouldn't do that. You probably shouldn't do that. But I don't know if I have a ticket for that. So, like, I gotta move on from there. So then they're doing these damn, what kind of trees were they? I forget what they were. What kind of, something atlas or something like that. I can't even remember. Big old green bushes. So they're removing a bunch of them. Then he gets to this one where he can't just cut it down. He's supposed to grind the stump, but it's up on the house. It's up by the front door. And what's going on, Dan? How you doing, brother? And he's got to get this bush out of there. So his worker Jake, and we're going to talk about your worker here in just a second, because there's something we have to get figured out, and I've got it figured out. We're just going to do what I say from here on in just a minute, though. So he's supposed to be getting this stump out. He's like, we'll just pull this one up. And his worker's like manhandling this thing all over the place. It's like shaking. It looks kind of crazy. But they like pull it over, and they take a shovel and they chop at it. And they get it to pull over one way. And then they pull it back up and they try to get it to go, and they chop at it. And I don't know about you guys. Have you ever said, I'm going to go ahead and take this bush out, or maybe this little tree, and then you like get it to go over, you get the root cut on one side, and you're like, I'm going to get this so quick, this is going to be so fast, and then you can't, it just won't come out of the ground. Like, it won't come out of the ground. I've done this, I've done this probably 10 different times, and it's always the same way. It always seems like it's going to be super easy to just pull this little bush up out of the ground, and it goes over, but you cannot get it disconnected. And he sits there like some kind of a dork for, I think, I timed it, and it was like 4 hours, chopping with his shovel, chop, 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 chop. For God's sake, buy a Matic. And I don't know if you know what a Matic is, because you live very close to California, so that probably messes a lot of stuff up for you. But a mattock is like it's like a pick. It's like a flat pick this way, and then it's turned this way. So you can actually, I've used them to split wood before, but there's no better tool when it comes to digging something up or chopping through something in the ground than a mattock. So if you don't know what a mattock is, go look it up, and get one. Don't sit there with a shovel for like 4 hours chopping at this little bitty bush. I have heard that Jake has trouble with bush, and so is Tim, but I mean that one proved it. So then next, this dork spikes the shit out of this tree, and all he has to do is go up and cut one limb. I don't understand. Like, you can't rope off for one limb. That is an instant ticket. So we're gonna have to. We got to get. Someone's got to stop this guy. Like a total noob. Like, he must have just got into tree work yesterday. He's like, I'm not gonna tell you about why I'm gonna use the spikes. Like, everybody's just they're gonna keep asking it. First of all, you will explain it every time, or people are gonna just keep thinking you're some kind of a noob. So he goes up, gets a limb, yada yada yada. Okay, and then I just feel like if you're gonna break the rules, you don't have to show it. You're making the video, you're editing it. Just don't show it. Just don't show it. GP don't touch bushes. Well, I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't say all that, like, for me, but I'll handle a bush when I got to, but or hedges, or trim anything. Right on. So where are we at? This little nerd. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, okay, yeah. The ticket is tubing too hard. You want to tube so hard that you're showing the stuff you shouldn't show. Don't show spiking the tree. Just edit that part out. So there's that. And this is something I've been thinking about this for a while now. You have a ground worker, his name's Jake. Okay, he's got a Jake, and I got a Jake. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that you have a Jake like me. So your Jake is like, I think he said like 240 pounds. Well, mine's like 280 and 6'6". All right. So I feel like my Jake is he gets to keep his name, and your Jake can be called Little Snatch. I like that. Tim said it in the video. He said, I'm gonna call you Little Snatch. I would never talk that zesty to my worker before, or I would never talk that way to my worker. But I mean, they have special. So he's Little Snatch from now on. So my ground guy is Jake. Your guy is Little Snatch. I like it. And I mean, I'm not trying to talk bad about nobody, but like, it fits him. I just feel like it fits him. So there's that. Yours Little Snatch, mine's Jake. Now we've figured that shit out, because that's been bugging me for a while. Then he's like, puts out another video, tree topping, hanging on for my life. I don't know, you should be so dramatic, but okay. And then he's got the most dramatic music too. Like, everything is like, I felt myself tensing up every time the stupid music would do it to me. But they're on a job site and they're taking some pines. They're knocking the tops out. Just tubing too hard, dude. Yeah, you've been warned about that tubing too hard. So I have the only Jake. I feel like that's only fair. And I feel like this guy, your Jake is going to be fine with being called Little Snatch. I don't feel like it's going to bother him any. And it rolls, it rolls right off the tongue, too, so. I can't. Okay, yeah. Alright. So yeah, he puts out this dumb video, and yeah, they're doing these big tall pine trees though, and he puts little Snatch up into one. I mean, it was crazy. So let me paint a picture for you. Little Snatch climbs his way up this tree, and Tim's like playing around on the ground with one of his 500 eyes. I think he's got like 16 of them, and he's like falling trees around him. And he's like, "Hey, little Snatch, I'll be up there in a second. You just keep going." And so he just keeps working. And then at one point, him and little Snatch are both up there. I tell you what, Jay, maybe you could be Big Snatch, like, or Fat Snatch, or some. We'll work on that one. But so they're both up there, and little Snatch is like, he looks a little nervous, so. He's a little nervous Snatch at that right then, but he's like putting the back cut in, and old Tim's over here gassing him up, being like, "I put him in this tree because nothing could go wrong," and he's like, "You got it, bro. Just get her done." And then like he cuts, and then it sets back on his saw, and there's like a shed back behind him, and homie is like, he's like, "Oh shit," and then he's like, "Let's go to the tree," and Tim's monotoned like always, and he's like, "Hey, that's cool. It's all right. Just put your hand up there. It it won't smash you." What's up, Jimmy? What's going on? So Jake, or what guy? Yeah, his name's not Jake. Little Snatch is like, Tim's like, "Keep your hand up there, Little Snatch," and so he's got his hand up there, and he's like, Tim's like, "Hey, little Snatch, I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna go down, take my gear off real slow, maybe fucking check my hair in the mirror, make a quick phone call, pay a couple bills, and then I'll get you a throw ball line and we'll pull this top over." So he gets down and he's all calm about it, and little Snatch has got to be nervous as hell up there, and he's pulling, it's like pushing. And luckily, this wind gust comes in and it blows the top, and he gets it to go. And then little Snatch is just swaying up there, and you know he's so happy. He's a little happy Snatch right then. And but yeah, it was sketchy. Yeah, yeah, it was. It was. Little Snatch was tensed up there, like he. He handled it though. He didn't get too crazy. Like, he seemed like he stayed calm. Tim seemed like he just woke up and couldn't have a care in the world. He was almost too calm. I don't know if the army is like, unless you're shooting at him, the guy is just like, so, but good on you, brother. I couldn't do that. I would lose my mind. I'd be like, "Oh shit, hold on, man." And or "Hold on, little Snatch, don't move." And then I would have got like, I don't even know what I would have done. I would have climbed up under him to try to help him or something. I don't know. But yeah, my notes said little Snatch almost got. Um, Tim actually tied in correct on the first tree that I seen. I just wrote down like, every tree has a risk, no matter what it is, because Mother Nature's involved. So that breeze turned a tree that, when you looked at that tree, you said, "No chance, no worries, good. I don't have a concern in the world. It's going to go exactly where it's leaning." Well, Mother Nature said, "Here, hold my beer. I'm about to get old little Snatch over here and put one back on him." And little Snatch got pinched up, and luckily Mother Earth was like, "You know what? he's held that top for about 14 minutes now. Let's give him a little wind. And I said, and then, so I can only imagine how happy little Snatch was when that finally went over. But he sounded like it was the joy, the whoo, where he's all swaying back and forth. And I've been there. I've been there where you're starting to shake because your adrenaline's going and your energy's running out and you're like, oh no, and then it goes right, and then you're just weak. But Little Snatch got her done. But what I feel like we needed to see, we needed to see the hinge. That's why I wish we would have had an opportunity at some point there to see the hinge. Because I'm curious if he cut one side off. Maybe there's a little Dutchman. Or something forced a quick set down onto the bar. And it wasn't it didn't seem like so much of a breeze. Or did he just cut while there was a slight breeze and little by little it's... I kind of wish we could have got to see the hinge a little bit, but he didn't want me to show him screaming. Sorry, Little Smash. Yes. Hey, you know what? I've been there though. I'm just saying, Little Snatch looked like he bit a hole in the back of his pants, but he got out of it, and he didn't get dead or nothing. So, shout out to Little Snatch. Keep getting her done. I don't want to hear you calling yourself Jake anymore, but let's move on. Enough talking about snatches. Alright. So August put out a video. I think it was the one this week. Video was called They Left the Stems. Now it's our turn. They used a crane. They made the cuts. The baby's adorable. His boy Ace. Adorable kid. And then most important for me, it was also once again really nice to see a video that wasn't an infomercial. Nobody sold me anything. I was just able to enjoy a content creator that I used to enjoy without being sold anything, and that's rare, especially with any YouTuber that gets any kind of notoriety. After a while, there's just this desire to need to sell you something. So yeah, check that video out. That's August Hanukkah. Yeah, and the last one, you guys, if you ain't seen Little Snatch, go over and give him a shout out. That's Veterans Tree Service. Oh shit, I skipped. Also this week, Supercha put out a video called Open Up the Sky. Supercha is also a really good tree dude. Really good, from what I'm hearing, he does a lot of crane work, big picks. I think the guy, from what I hear, he hates removals. This is just what I've heard. Hates doing removals and loves trimming palms apparently. So he does have to do some removals, and he's pretty good at it. Which I don't understand why he likes the palms so much. But go check his channel out. Tell him to trim more palms. He'll love it. He'll love it. Alright. Next. Watching Little Snatch. Yeah, that is. What are you doing? Oh no, I'm just sitting here looking or watching Little Snatch. Watching Little Snatch all clenched up. Trying to keep this wood off him. No, I can't. Yeah, I could go on for a while. I can't. I had a long spiel there. I had to stop it because I'm immature as hell, and I there's no need for it. All right. So then we got to see. Okay, so I shut the channel down. Everyone, if you know tree work, you know guilty of treason. Now, everyone didn't think. I had people tell me, you're not, who made you the sheriff? You're not the sheriff. You're not the boss. And then I'm like, you want me to show you? And so I shut down Jake, guilty of treason. What the hell? His name's Jake too? All right, we're figuring. He's Big Snatch. That's Big Snatch. All right. So Big Snatch. I'm not doing that for this whole. So guilty of treason put out a video. The biggest tree I've ever removed. Giant sequoia removal job. Now, I shut his channel down because he was doing some stupid shit. And I called in to some other officers, had them swing in, take care of him. Only because he lives so far from me. I would have drove there in my own squad car and took care of it. I didn't really have time to take such a long trip all the way to wherever he's at, over there on the other side of the country. And plus, I'm doing my best to avoid being anywhere near LA. I just don't think it's a place for me. There's not enough estrogen in me to go that close or on that side of the country. But yeah. So he does this job. What do you guys think about $14,000 for a tree removal? That's what I want to know. What do you think about charging $14,000 for a single tree removal? And I think my opinion on it may surprise some people, but remember, I am a dickhead. But let's see, because I'm curious what you guys say. King Snapper. Snapper treason or guilty snapper. I don't know. We'll figure out something eventually. Sap snatcher. Sappy snatcher. Maybe. I think I've had 12.5K for a tree job. I think I've had 12. For a single tree? Oh, for 3 trees? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see this wild thing on the internet where it was a very huge tree, bad for you. I agree 100%. A single tree work was 4. A single tree was 4.5. It's a good one. So I see this thing on like YouTube where I see guys get like offended and they start to say, "You're ripping people off. You're ripping people off." And I don't see it that way. I think a lot of times the guys are mad because maybe someone came into their area and did tree work, but instead of just telling the truth and being like, "Yo, I didn't like that you came to my area and did tree work," it's more of a, "Oh, you ripped everybody off when you came here." And I don't have an issue with it being that way. How are you doing? I've been busy cutting white pines left and right. Right on, Martin. Y'all sapped up? I scored 1 tree for 10 grand. Crane cost 3,000 or so on that one. See? Yeah. Yeah. I have no problem. I think you should be able to charge whatever the hell you want. And it has no effect on me until you start cutting someone's throat. Now, I see guys get offended because they're like, "This guy's in my area and he charges astronomical amounts. He's ripping people off." And this, I'm like, get it, man. Get it. Because of these guys in the areas who charge so little, it demotes me. It makes me not worthy. Like, my price has to go down. I have to then compete with people that are being cheap. And then there's everything else in the world is double the price, except for manual labor and dangerous work like tree work. So I think you should be able to charge whatever you want, because in all actuality, when you do that, you're making me more valuable. I can now justify charging more because it's worth it. How many days did it take to do the sequoia? I think it took 4 days. 4 days, $14,000. I think the price was right. I was almost going to say he was almost cheap, but I think his price may have been a little higher if he'd have known that they were never going to show up to drop the line and maybe some other things that he had to deal with. So, crane will do nothing for you. We never use cranes. We always done them by hand. I've never used one either. I don't do tree work, but I do repair chainsaws. Right on. That's sick, Ryan. That is awesome. Where are you located at, Ryan? Yeah, crane will do so much. Will do so much. Like I've seen guys that don't have business even running a chainsaw do crane jobs in my area. Maybe it's different where you guys are at. But in my area, Upper Illinois, sick. I'm in Missouri. So in my area, I've had guys that will link up with a crane operator and they'll just cut small. And they are able to do trees they should never be able to do, solely because a crane operator is really doing all the technical, like it's doing all the manual lifting, and like, you know, a good crane operator and a shitty chainsaw do, like I've seen them make it work. So where you gotta put a crane when you on the sand dune? I don't know. I don't work on sand dunes. Doing 3 jobs with cranes can be a hazard for. I think you probably meant to put tree jobs with cranes. Yeah, I think it's its own thing. I think the cranes are very valuable in certain areas, and I think my opinion of it. I just with the understanding that I have of tree work, I don't think I would ever have any issue doing a crane job. That may sound ignorant because I've never done one, but I've done plenty of trees that other guys said couldn't be done without a crane. So it's like, I personally, that may be ignorant, but I just am very confident in what I know, my ability, that I'm not saying I would be perfect every single time, but I think I would figure that out. Now, I don't think the same would be said for a tree climber who does crane work all day. Now, I want you to go rig this tree out. And he's like, oh, hell no, I'm not rigging. How are you rigging that thing out? So, like, it's a wild one, and it's a generational thing. Some of these guys are maybe even getting into doing crane work before they ever had to rig a tree out and stuff. So there's room for everybody in it. Like, you know, there's those guys that use cranes and buckets, which is a wild combination to me, but like crane and bucket, and like, but you know, it's a little bit of everything on YouTube. Michigan has some of the most beautiful dunes in the U.S., and I live the coast. I try not to tell people how I'm going to take the tree down. Yeah, I just say with a chainsaw. I get asked all the time, I'm gonna do it with a chainsaw. Unless you want to pay me to do it with something else, like, I'm gonna start saying dynamite. That's what I'm gonna start saying. Dynamite. And just say it with a straight face. Can I ask how you're gonna? I'm gonna take it down. However, I'm gonna take it down. Don't worry. Like, I have one. I have to have a hickory tree that is surrounded by gravestones. It's like in the middle of the cemetery, and these headstones are so old. And it's going to be such a pain, but it's got to be done. So, just a bunch of little lowering. All damn nervous because of crackhead climbers. People get all damn nervous because of crackhead climbers. Oh, like, I don't even so much in those cases, I don't blame the climber, even the guy that's doing the crack. That guy doesn't even He's just doing what he does. He's smoking crack. I mean, let's be honest. That guy is a crackhead. He's just smoking crack. Now, the stupid-ass homeowner is like, oh, yeah, this guy smoking crack would be the guy that would be perfect in my tree. I'm going to hire him. You, as the homeowner, you're the fucking idiot. Like, honestly, you are hiring somebody who's just, the price alone should have thrown up a red flag for you, but it's just like you get what you pay for. And I've never felt the need that I'm ever going to argue with another guy over a damn tree. So, like, anytime something like that happens, I'm giving it up without a single word. Like, take it. Don't want it. Don't want that. So. They've ruined it for legit dudes. Yeah, I don't even, like, I don't know. My opinion on that one, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. I don't let those guys affect me. I just don't. I don't care what they do. I mean, if you were stupid enough to hire that person and they did something wrong at your house, like, bummer for you. Like, bummer for you. You should be smarter next time and be a little more picky instead of trying to get the best deal. Shitty gear, shitty performance, shitty everything. Ha! There's some. It scares the hell. Dude, I'm telling you, there is, just this year alone, I bet you there's 5 new tree services in my little town. In my little town. 5. And they all started when the storm happened. They had a chainsaw, and they ran around cutting everybody's stuff. We've had some storms repeatedly. And now those guys are a tree service. And they have no problem cutting your throat. So, it is what it is, though. Let's keep moving. Catch a couple of these comments real quick. Let's go to Game of Trees. Now, the YouTube channel is called Game of Trees. I don't know if I like this guy or, like, I don't. I feel like I do, and I respect the hell out of him because of what he does at his age. But my God, like, it's just so boring. It is so boring. Like, I think he's got 50 or 60,000 subscribers, and the videos just don't do any views or anything anymore. And it's like, damn, dude. I don't know, it's like, maybe it's a seasonal thing. Maybe it'll pick up for him. But he put out a video, and I'm like, you of all people, why are you putting this video up? The video was called, Is He One-Handing That Chainsaw? As holy as there's so much competition down here cutting trees that we have to charge smaller prices to get the job, which it sucks, but we make money. Example, $1,500 for a white pine by pieces. Yeah. Game of knees. On his knees. I stay as busy as I want to be, so I'm just fine with that. What the hell? Well, why are you saying, how are you going to say they're ruining it for everybody and you stay as busy, like you have more work than you do? I wish I had it like you. Jesus. I have multiple times throughout the year where I struggle. I mean, I don't come on here and be like, yo, guys, it's rough here for me, but, like, it doesn't mean shit doesn't get really slow and the struggle isn't real. But, dude, that's awesome if you got it like that, though. And maybe you just built a good name in your town. And that's, dude, that's the shit. That's what you gotta try to do. If you built that good name, it should keep you afloat. Alright, so Game of Trees, video is called is he one-handing that chainsaw. So, first of all, this little dandy is always talking about how you don't one-hand a chainsaw, don't one-hand a chainsaw. I'm just going to keep this shit flashing while I do this because, no, you're not. Listen here, you old fart. How come the rules change when you want to one-hand a chainsaw? Can you explain that one to me? How come when everyone else is one-handed chainsaw, you make videos, you talk bad about them? But then when you want a one-handed chainsaw, or when apparently Milwaukee pays you to make a video one-handing a chainsaw, your morals and your standards go right out the damn window, and you'll do whatever you're told. You'll do what you're told, apparently. Bro, I work my ass off 7 months of the year and live off my savings for the rest. That's awesome. I bust my ass. I don't think anybody's doubting that, brother. Especially if you say you stay busy, like, easy, take a breath. I figured, Mike, I'd be hard to make content if you don't have downtime. I don't know. I mean, it's just you. There's always some kind of time. Dude, I stay up till 2 o'clock every night. So, you look like an electrician? Sick. That's awesome. Well, maybe I am. Watch Dogs. The Beast. I am. I am a electrician, sheriff, tree climber. I think that's it. I can do other stuff though. But yeah, he puts out this video, and he's talking about how now he's gonna one-hand a chainsaw. So he's got one of these. Oh, I got it right here. All right. So he gets one of these things. And first of all, he's not cool enough to have the actual like holster for it because he's just not cool enough. So he shows up, he's got a little chainsaw like this. Except for his is like a toy because it's made by Milwaukee. This one's made by steel, so it's pretty much as powerful as a 500i. I think, yeah. Yeah, maybe just a 460. So it's like a 460. The steel one is. His is like a 170 or something. What are you on that? What on what? This thing? Because my wife wants to cut stuff sometimes. And because it's, what do you mean? Dude. I think I was supposed to have this. Like, I like steel chainsaws. This is as close as you get to a damn tool. Like a toy. And like, I used it to do a prune job. Like, I like it for prune jobs. It's actually pretty sick. And I got it for really cheap. Really, if I'm telling the truth. I got it when it very first came out. I think I got it for like $89. It came the saw and the battery and the charger and everything. And then I bought or maybe someone gifted me the holster or something like that. I don't really remember. But plus, like because I'm used to shooting people with my gun as a cop all day, it just felt good when I started to climb trees. Like I could freeze kind of thing. But they're handy for light branch. Yeah, and it's just really something simple my wife can pick up and use if she needs. And I don't like talking bad about steel, but what the hell they expect me to take this little squirt bottle and squirt oil on it every once in a while? That's rude as hell. I ain't doing that. I'll burn this damn thing up before I'll squirt oil on it all the time. Who am I supposed to keep that little squirt thing in my pocket? That's lame as hell still. But don't get mad at me. Send me free stuff. But, okay, this guy. This Game of Trees, guys. Alright, quick draw. That's what I'm saying, old fart. It's crazy. Dude, I got the hedge trimmer one too. Got it here. It may be in my truck. Yeah, I got the hedge trimmer one too. I got the hedge trimmer one a long time ago. And I used that thing, and you can use it for 90 minutes straight on a battery. I did so many bushes with it. It's crazy. But, yeah, it's just nice to have at the very end. You know, when you're about finished, you're getting ready to drive off, and you strap the load down, and then you look back, and on the driver's side, which would be the side where you pass oncoming traffic, you got that one branch that hangs out, and it's going to smack a car. And you're like, damn it. Now I get a damn saw out to cut I don't have to. I reach behind my seat and wing real quick, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, he gets that saw, and he's like telling us that he's gonna one-hand this saw, and I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? He's always crybabying about don't one-hand a chainsaw, don't one-hand a chainsaw. It's not proper. Antsy. And then his fruit ass decides now he's gonna one-hand a chainsaw. So basically the rules change when he wants to one-hand the saw, is what I originally thought. Then he admits that Milwaukee, it's hard for me to believe Milwaukee is paying him to do this video. But according to him, this is a paid advertisement. He's being paid. And I think the video did good to do like 1,000 views. Like, and they paid him? Like, pay me. No, I don't want those tools, like those little baby toys. But still, pay me. I mean, Milwaukee's showing you up. They're giving this guy money. Ain't nobody giving me no money. So, I'm like, that's crazy that they're going to pay him to do an ad. And that makes sense. They want him to do a video on this saw, but this saw is meant to be used one hand. But he's Mr. You can't one-hand a chainsaw. So, like, this is all conflicting and, you know, but it's very funny to see how quick and how easily he can change the rules when he wants to do something. That's funny. And those type of guys that are always looking to nitpick every little thing you do wrong and point out all the stupid little things that, like, oh, you broke ANSI 44296 42069. Dude, get out of here with that shit. This just shows that you're a hypocrite. So, first of all, I don't think Still pays anybody. That's lame as hell. Lame as hell. I think that Mark Chisholm had to hook up with him. But, see, you have guys like me that are so stupid that I would be like, if you just give me some chainsaws, I'll do anything. And that's probably what happens. But that's why it puzzles me, Tim, that he says he's being paid to do this Milwaukee commercial, basically, video. So he shows the thing, and with the Milwaukee, it's got this little, like, handle thing right here. This thing, technically, it used to have this little flapper that went over right here, and it lifts up so you can't get your hand onto the blade, and you can't back cut. And then when I tried to use it and back cut, it made sense why that thing was on there. But it had that little blade cover. I don't really like that thing, so I took it off, and so I could shoot further with it, you know. And I was gonna put a scope on it, but I just haven't had time. A little red dot. But he's using it, and he's like, he says, I don't know. He's one of them guys. Like, okay, the video in my memberships where I talk about bucking, I'll give you a little teaser of it. Some guys have this weird thing where when they don't know something and they don't know how to explain it and they don't actually understand it, They just think of stupid big words to say to overcomplicate the explanation, but be vague at the same time. Like Buckin does this thing where he doesn't really know how to explain how he's going to rig something, but then he says it's in a mathematical formula, aka I'm going to take a half wrap on the tree and create friction. That turned into a mathematical formula, or the vector, or like trying to find these words to confuse the viewer so that they don't question the fact that you don't really know what you're talking about. But he says in the workbook, it says that it's meant to be used one hand. But according to Nancy, and he reads this, like, I hate the textbook shit, but he's always saying it. But then he says, like, his understanding is the chain speed is what makes it inappropriate to use one-handed. Then he's like, oh yeah, but what about kickback? You can see his brain working in the video. What about kickback? That's the other thing that I whine and cry about guys one-handed a chainsaw. So he says, these little saws don't kick back. I tried, and I'll show you when I get up in the tree. These don't kick back. And when he gets up in the tree and he shows us, it does kick back. So he was lying. If you're a liar, you're a liar. So, and he gets up there at his age. It is so awesome to see him still rope walking. I think it's awesome. Shout out to him. Buckin is a legend in his own mind. Yeah, well, I don't hold back anything. I don't pull any punches in the video. And I think, like, the response I got from the views, like, was, this is next level what we do on Saturday. This is awesome. Can't wait to see more. So, there's going to be a lot more. Like, I'm stoked on it. I'm definitely going to keep kicking them out. But I just find it funny that this guy is all by the book. But then when he needs to make money showing you how to use this little chainsaw, I'm trying to sell my membership. Shut up. Stop pointing it out. Because I'm a hypocrite. I just said I hate it when YouTubers sell stuff, and then I sell it. I did it, didn't I? There's a little YouTuber in me. I'm not tubing too hard. I'm tubing just the right amount. Alright? Just cut me some slack. But like when Milwaukee's going to give me some money, or he's going to give me some stuff. I don't even know what to give him. Apparently it's money. But he's going one-hand this saw. Alright, so we talk about the one-handed saw. I think it's weird that he decides the rules can change. Yeah, and as a justification, you can figure out a way to make anything work in your own. I can convince myself much easier than I can convince anybody else. So maybe he was, I don't know. I didn't even leave a comment because I felt like I just saved my breath. He was gonna just throw word salad at me until I gave up and just accepted that the rules are different for him because he's a certified master baiter or something. And yeah, so, but can we talk about his damn climbing setup? You should, like, it's just too old, dude. Like, your climbing setup doesn't have to be the same age as you. Like, I know Buckin tries to, like, you know, his, the way he climbs is equivalent to his age. Like, that's what year it came out. You don't have to do the same thing. But he's, like, climbing on this goofy-ass hand descender thing. So he's climbing on a hand descender that's got a little rope grab above it, and then he's got this little tether clip to him, and he's like, I'm an old school footlocker. well, that's cool. I bought shoes from Foot Locker once too. That doesn't, I mean, I think they were LA Gears and they lit up. There was kind of like this light behind me. It was sick. But I don't know about all that shit that you're talking about being like a, maybe he collects shoes or something. I don't know. But he says he's an old school Foot Locker. But maybe what happens if your old ass has a heart attack or something on the way up that rope? Like, God forbid, I'm not trying to wish nothing on nobody, but he's like in his 60s or something, and he's rope walking up, and to be honest, the video is very, very, very hard to watch because my wife is like, are you watching somebody have sex in there? And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Oh, shit, it probably does sound like it. Homie was moaning and huffing and puffing and like got my wife looking at me all sideways over there, and I'm like, no, look. Like, I had to show her. Like, it's just this crazy old dude who is this master dude. I don't know. That's not what I'm, yeah. I don't know what happened to his foot, dude. So he doesn't have a device on. So everything he's using to rope walk up this rope only goes up, and it's all meant to grab and not allow any descent. So on the way up, if God forbid an accident was to happen to him, he does not have a device on to go down. He's canopy anchored. He's not base anchored to where he could be lowered. There's no one even on the job site, first of all. Like, no one else on the job site. Dude, you're in your 60s. I think if you're going to do this kind of stuff, I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but you're 60-something years old. You should have somebody on the job site with you. God forbid anything was to happen. You know, I'm like 74, but I look better than him. I'm 41, and I try to never be, by myself, because God forbid something was to happen. So what he does, he climbs up with this weird setup, and then when he gets up there, he puts his akimbo on, and that's what he comes down. He also the dude overdoes everything. He overdoes everything. Everything's got to be the most dramatic. So he's got an akimbo, and he's got this damn like figure 8 thing below him. He's hooked up to both of them, and he's like, I just feel like he overcomplicates everything. But, it is what it is. Some people like things to be very complicated. Alright, Patrick, we're not going to talk about who was right and who was wrong last week. It's pointless. And I think, one thing I want to discuss, just for everybody who makes videos, just a heads up. Most people don't read the description. So I think putting the majority of the important information in a description is going to result in like a backlash maybe in the comment section at times. Like, safety third. That's what I always say. Right on. So I've seen a lot of guys that they'll make a video and the description will have, I just don't read descriptions. Like, if I was going to read something, I'd get like a Chromebook. Isn't that what they read stuff on? It's like a Chromebook. Guy from the Dirty Jobs. Micro. Does that? Yeah, no, he's gonna. I don't like that guy. I don't like that he has the same name as me. And I seen him try to climb a tree one time. I was embarrassed as a mite. So, other than that, he seems kind of cool though. Yeah. I just wish, like, a heads up to content creators. Will you please put the important information in the video, in the thumbnail, or in the title? Because the most amount of reading I'm doing most of the time is I'm going to read the title. I may read a word or two that you got in the thumbnail. And then I'm going to read the comments. But I'm just not reading the description. So, yeah, just a heads up to anybody making videos. the description is the last thing that I will read, and maybe it made me look silly, but I don't apologize for nothing. I stick to my guns. All right. I'm trying to see if I wrote anything else down here for this dude for Game of Trees. Yeah, for God's sake, get something that will allow you to lower yourself if something was to happen, man. Like, that's cool that you can go to Foot Locker and then still rope walk up a tree after buying shoes. That's cool. I don't know nothing about that shit. I just use a Haas knee ascender and a CT foot ascender. But whatever, I don't understand this weird little thing where you go up the tree and it just, if an emergency was to happen, you couldn't get down. You would have to hang there and then reach and find your akimbo and then hook it up and then take up slack so that you get off this other system, get it off, and then maybe you can make it down to the ground. That's just too much. That's just too much to have to deal with. And I think the reason it's okay when you learn that technique, sometimes my brain don't, mine rarely works well, man. I just try to keep it like at least ticking. I just got home. Oh, Dano, what's up? We talked about Dano at the very beginning. So, yeah, I think the guys learn that technique of I don't even want to, the foot thing where you play footsie with the rope on the way up. They do that little foot thing, and they learn how to use to climb a rope with rope grabs. Well, the reason that that's okay in competition is because it's a base anchor and it's rescue ready and you can be lowered. Now, bringing a competition thing over to everyday climbing is goofy. It's goofy. Like, if you had an accident, I don't think you get down. I think it's lame. I think you're a bit goofy for continuing to do it, and I just don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody. So I wish he would put a device on, whether it sits down there and it doesn't get used, but it's hooked onto the rope, and he could quickly get off that and get down. You know, you're in your 60s, man. Maybe you got a perfect heart, but maybe you don't. Like, I don't know, but just, yeah, that's my 2 cents. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He seems to do whatever the hell he wants. Like, you know, don't one-hand a chainsaw. Look at me, one-hand a chainsaw. Like, whatever. Yeah, that's Game of Trees. Go check that channel out. All right, next channel, Zakius. All right, Zakius put out a video, super decayed tree removal, and I tried my best to find something in it to pick at. I couldn't find anything. Zakius was pretty good. It just seems like I don't have that experience with when it comes to crane work, but it just seems like when it comes to crane work, communication, good communication is just key. So I'm sure a guy like Peter there, when he's not trimming palms, doing his favorite, he could probably attest to that, maybe a little more. But yeah, go check out Zakius. Then we got JLM Tree Service. Put out a video called Climbing and Cutting Down a Maple Tree with Precision. So what I did is I was like, hey, I asked my wife, I was like, hey babe, if I climbed up in a tree and I just like free cut everything and it was just in this wide open area and I was just free cutting it like crazy, would you say that I took that tree down with precision? Because I felt like I was nitpicking this guy. Oh, no, I have before, and I will. Now that you said that, I'm going to find something to pick on him about. Yeah. I absolutely hate when he rigs. Like, I don't know, actually. I hate that he puts a ground guy up underneath in the danger zone running that GRCS lifting things. Like, if you can redirect it away from where the GRCS is at and being used, like if you were over here rigging off of a top and the guy was here running the GRCS and lifting, Okay, but 9 times out of 10 that I've watched, and probably 10 times out of 10, it's always in the center of the tree, directly above the guy, and the guy's lifting the shit up over his head with a drill. I just don't like that. I think it's crazy. There's so much potential for failure, but yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Effective communication is key. I would have to agree there. It just seems like when I watch crane work, which I really, if I'm being honest, I'll watch crane work before I'll watch bucket work. Like, but there's just some parts of tree work that just I could fall asleep watching it. But just I'm sure there's other people out there that probably like it. So take small crane picks. I said it. He said it. Okay. Yeah. So JLM tree service, climbing and cutting down a maple tree with precision. Now the past few weeks I've been trying to give some advice to him. He complains that the majority of his viewers, like probably 80 to 90% of them, are not subscribed, and that's because they feel like you almost disrespect them when you clickbait them like crazy in your title. I feel like that's kind of lame. When you do a thumbnail that doesn't really like attest to what actually happens in the video, that's kind of lame. When you like embellish everything, it's kind of lame. So people don't want to commit to you because they feel like you have no problem lying to them repeatedly. So I'm like, am I nitpicking this guy when I read the title and then I watched the video? So I asked my wife, I was like, hey, if I did this, like, and I took a tree down like this, would you say I took it down with precision? She says, no. And I was like, okay. Why? She's like, what? Well, what part of it's being precise? Didn't you say you could just drop it anywhere? Yeah. Okay. Well, so there, in the title, dropping or taking down a maple tree with precision. I hope it's a two-parter apparently. This was part 1. I hope for the sake of the title in part 2, there's something that he does that's precise, but part 1, it's not really, it's not fitting for me, but hey, you can keep doing your thing. Maybe one day people will start subscribing. I don't know. But puts out second video. It is high risk oak tree removals. So he's taking down some oak trees on the backside of the shed, and man, I don't. It's awkward and cringy to me when I see one man glaze another man. It's weird. Why do it? Like, there's no need to glaze August Hanukkah in every single video that you make. You're talking as if he's like one of your fans and he's watching your videos all the time and he's gonna leave you. Like, maybe August is a pretty nice guy. He's randomly jumped into mine and like super chatted randomly, and like maybe he is, but always referring everything you do back to August Hanukkah is just cringy. It's weird. Like, but hey, you can do whatever you want. It's your channel. But he did say he wants he wants interaction so bad that you can be mean to him in his comment section. I tried being mean one time. Not even mean, just a little passive aggressive. And I really hurt some feelings and upset him. So apparently he's changed, and you can go there and you can be mean to him if you want. Snow removal. Dude, around me, there's guys that say septic, tree removal, fencing, scrape bunions off your feet. Like, everybody does everything around me apparently. Like, I don't even like. I feel like I'm pretty good. Like, I've built all the I've built some insane retaining walls before, with small brick, big brick, ties. Like, I built a retaining wall one time that's holding a whole subdivision in. And, like, after I built it, I found out that there had to be a surveyor and stuff that was supposed to come out and inspect it. And I didn't know nothing about it. I was working for a guy, so I just did what I was told. And then it turns out they were supposed to have like some specialist come out and measure everything and make sure it was safe, and like it's still there. I mean, I didn't run anybody over, but JLM getting harassed by the cops tonight. Yeah, I try not to go too hard on him. He got his feelings hurt really bad one time, and then I started getting prank phone calls where people were telling me they wanted to lick barbecue sauce out of my butt crack. So I don't know if I want to go at him, because I feel like maybe he had something to do with that. He seems like a barbecue sauce kind of guy. I don't know if you remember that, but yeah, I was getting prank phone calls, and they were saying stuff like that. Yeah, it's different. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, who do we got next? Oh, Brandon. Rusty's Tree Care. Brandon was in here just a little bit ago. Maybe you should. Oh, you son of a bitch! I should stick to brickwork. Oh, what the? Dude, don't make me send the same people I sent after King Snatch after you. I shut him down. You're next. Plus, I'll have this dude start prank phone calling you and talk about barbecue sauce on your body and stuff. It was really weird when they said that. I thought it was kind of funny. But then they said they was going to come to my house and kill my dog. And then, I don't even, and then it got crazy, and then I had to hang up. So, yeah, it was different. What has been doing? Oh, you son of a bitch. Did James leave? Oh, shit. See you, James. Appreciate you, brother. Okay. So Brandon put out some videos. Pen oak causes new water lines. And then he put out another video called Red Oak Close to House. Handy. Give me a hand. Hand carry everything. So Brandon's a damn good tree dude. And if I could give Brandon any advice, I would say at the end of the videos, he will explain what happened. Even if you was to take that explanation and put it at the beginning of the video, I think it will help with the viewership. Like, it's hard for someone to click on and you're instantly into cutting, and you'll cut for a while before they ever get in context. There's so much cutting on YouTube already. It's hard for maybe sometimes to retain the viewer, because it's just, they push play and it's just cut. And then at the very end, they get an explanation. But, you know, that's just my 2 cents. I'd like to see his channel get going. So, like, some sort of an intro. It's something that I know, and I should have never kind of got away from doing it. But, I mean, Tim's stupid from Veterans. He's stupid, but he did remind me, like, hey, you know, maybe show what's going on, this, that. I'll never admit that you ever helped me with anything after right now, but yeah. So, yeah, whatever. Tim sucks. Alright. Daniel Murphy was my friend earlier this week. Now I'm gonna hate on him. That's just what I do. So, Daniel Murphy. How to cut through a barber chair. Interesting. So the video starts, and Daniel is doing what I believe to be an ash tree. He puts a very shallow kind of a notch, not too deep. Maybe it was probably a little less than a third. Love from Ghost of Maine, what's up? Thank you. Alright, so he puts a notch in the front of this tree, and then he says he likes to pre-tension his trees before he puts a notch. That doesn't, for me, it doesn't make sense. I set my rope before I ever make a notch. I get it set up onto the, like I get the rope taut to where it's not floppy. And then I make my notch, and then I step back a lot of times, and I get a visual, and then I want to see some clicks on it after I have a face cut put into it. And then I'll determine, you know, whether I feel like we have full command and we'll do more, or we need less, or he said he planned for that, but you could tell after the cut he was surprised. Yeah, I mean, I think Daniel is, he's shown enough times that if he wants to barber chair something, he will call it. He'll say, "I'm about to barber chair this shit," and he'll barber chair it. I've seen him do it. I've watched the videos. He even was predicting at what point in the cut the barber chair was going to happen. When it comes to barber chairing, I think Homeboy's probably about as knowledgeable as it gets when it comes to barber chairing. He has, according to him, he has techniques that he will purposely barber chair shit and use it to miss things. That's out of my pay grade. I mean, I get the concept a lot of times. I just feel like 99 times out of 100, there's a different technique or way it could be done where I don't have to depend on barber chairing some. Because to me, that's a very chaotic, uncontrolled thing that happens. But Daniel's got the barber chairing thing kind of figured out. But he pretensions his tree too much, and as he starts his back cut, the barber chair begins, and he just stays in it and just hammers. And what happens there is, if you start to get a tree to come over, okay, and the barber chair begins, it starts to begin at at where your back cut is stopped at. So that's where it begins. So if you can push that saw up through it, you can almost stop that thing for barber chairing in that point, unless there's a crazy amount of heavy lean and foliage that's making it. So in Daniel's case, the barber chair was caused by too much pretension on the rope, which I understand. I mean, I don't know about bullshit. Like, when you say I'm gonna, like, I could, dude. You want to see me kick myself in the face? I can do it. It doesn't mean it's bullshit. Like, it just means maybe I'm not the brightest guy, but I can kick myself in the face. I can kick myself hard in the face. Doesn't mean it's bullshit. It just means I'm different. I'm built different. Okay. So I get what you're saying. I would never. It's too hard for me. I'm too much of a control freak when it comes to this kind of stuff, to let that into my bubble, like that being something that I would allow to happen. Like, a barber chair is just, for me, I've been trained to where it's not something that I'm ever looking to integrate into my work. But I can look at what he does, and I can feel like I can use that. Not so much the explanations he gives, but the actual, the physical aspect of a barber chair happening. And I can use that to help me. I'm watching it, and I'm looking to break down what happened there and maybe get a little better understanding of a barber chair, because 99 times out of 100, when a barber chair happens, people are recording, and when it starts to happen, they pull the camera away. And I'm like, damn, I wanted to see it. And Homeboy is like, I'm about to barber chair this. And then it barber chairs. So, like, I could watch it, and I could maybe get a little bit more of an understanding of what could make one. Not because I want to use it, but because I want it never to happen. So, There's a difference between accidental barber chair and doing it on purpose. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And in his case, like I was explaining there, he said that he knew he could keep cutting through that barber chair. And I do get what he's saying. So the tree had maybe a lean in the correct direction, like it was maybe weighted a little bit that way, but he put a lot of pull onto it. So I don't really understand having all that stress into the tree and then trying to cut a face cut when you've created like tension and compression into where you're getting ready to make. That doesn't really, in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I do it in an opposite order, but couldn't possibly know that. So I don't think he knew that it was going to barber chair, but I think he knew that he could stay in this one and the barber chair wasn't going to keep going. Like it wasn't going to continue to lift up because the rope was pulling on the tree really hard, and when he made the back cut, it started the barber chair, but the tree also started to go, which took out the tension in the rope and it slacked that part off. So if he could stay in it, it would, like, I kind of understand where he's coming from, and like, I don't know, like, when I was speaking with Daniel, he made it clear, like, he has some big mistakes that he'll never show, which I'm kind of bummed on. Like, I want to see him. I want to see him. And the reason for that is the feedback. The feedback. What's the feedback going to be from what? Sounds like he's going to kill himself someday. And I don't know. Like, I'm an open book. Like, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'll tell you anything that I've done that's wrong. Like, because I don't care. It's not going to change anything if you know what I did or not. I'll show you the video. Like, this, if I would make re-edits of my fall if I had it on footage. I'd probably put, like, some stupid music to it and make funny jokes of, like, some people aren't that way, though. You can tell Daniel's like, yeah, I have mistakes, but I don't really want to talk about them. Or I don't know that they'll ever show up on video. And I just have a different mentality of that. I appreciate anybody who puts their mistakes out there, because that is the only way that I feel like a lot of learning happens, especially for knuckleheads and idiots like me that need to physically see something to learn it and feel like it sinks in. So like, I appreciate anybody who shows their mistakes. I appreciate even more if they go back and try to give some context and explain it. That's helping somebody else out there. I'm sure of it. But yeah, I'm telling you, Daniel is a character. The last thing I expected was for him to get on here and apologize to all the people that he's been mean to, and if he's offended. I'm like, what the hell? That's not what we do here. We don't apologize. Like, but he says he's sorry for anybody he's ever offended, and I'm like, that's wild. Like, so I should have said, I accept your apology, Daniel, because I'm sure he's done it to me. He's been talking mad crap on my channel. I'm not buying into the hype. You were gassing him up on the live feed, but no, I'm good. What do you mean gassing him up? I'm not gassing the guy up. I just state the facts, brother. Like, when I clicked on YouTube, there wasn't a bunch of YouTube channels out there. There was only a few. Like, and Daniel's ass was like one of them. Like, it was what it was. Like, I clicked on YouTube. Oh, there's not a lot of tree guys out there that do this. What's this guy doing? I mean, it's just the truth. Like, I wanted to get him on there, and I wanted to get some things out of him, but I wanted it to be, I don't know, more of a, like, I'm not about to cut you off. You can say whatever you want. Like, if you're saying something wild, I'm going to let you say it. You'll see if there's something Daniel was saying that I didn't much agree with, I kind of just spaced out. I mean, we went on a Bible thumping like spree there for a little bit. I kind of spaced out. That's just me. But I don't know. Like, I find it. You're looking at, to some people, to some people, he is the biggest troll for them on YouTube. And saying he's been doing YouTube for 15 years like he's a godfather. No. Saying he's been... What the fuck? What the fuck? How is facts? You're fucking crazy. I'm about to give you a timeout. I don't even know how to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. What the fuck? I can't... Well, you're the one that knows where to get all the subscribers. I mean, you tell them to go back and change that he's been doing it for that long. I don't know what to fucking say. Been doing tree work for 40 years the same way he did tree work in the first year. Maybe. I don't know, Daniel. I don't know, Daniel. I mean, I don't know, Daniel. I'm telling you, the first time I talked to him was there. That's it. I mean, say your piece. Like, and I would give anybody that respect. If you gave me your time and attention and came onto the channel to let me ask you some questions, I can't. You're just going to be rude and be like, lame, stupid. Like, no, you wouldn't. You just wouldn't do that. But I think he's very opinionated. But at the same time, I'm telling you, Tim, I promise you, he's said worse, like more bad things to me and about my channel than he has yours. Like, I've been doing this for, we're going like between 8 and 10 years. Daniel has been all up in my comments for a long time. I just don't, it is what it is. Like, I don't care if Daniel likes me or not. Like, he don't have to like me. That don't change nothing for me. It just don't. Like, I'm curious, why do you feel that way, Daniel? Why are you so opinionated all the time? And you can see in the video, I try to get that kind of stuff out of him. But you'll see this weird little grin come onto his face because he wanted me to, he sent me a list of like things he wanted to talk about. And I didn't want to do that. I was like, no, how about this? So like, if we would have done it maybe the way Daniel wanted, it was going to be me sitting there and him talking about all of his accomplishments for the past however many years he's done tree work. So I had to find a happy medium there. But you're out of your mind if you think I was gassing him up. He's textbook. Damn, I'm getting old. I appreciate your sacrifice there. Textbook. Hang on, let me see what the hell that said here. Been plenty of people killed because barber chairs. Yeah, facts. He's textbook ego. Everything he does. Yeah, I got a kick out of you and him, like you trying to be nice, and then he come back at you in the comment section like, no. Like, I thought that was hilarious. Like, Patrick, like, him being an arrogant dickhead and a know-it-all, I find funny. Like, he don't bother me none. Like, I've never thought, like, when I ended that live feed, I didn't think about Daniel after that. And I think he may have sent me a text message. Then maybe I was like, oh, cool. He's like, I think he sent me a text message. Was like, maybe it was boring. And I'm like, Like, I tried to ask some questions and he just kind of shut some certain things down. Like, he just didn't want to do it. And I can't force anybody to do, you know, what they don't want to do. I just ask anybody else that I do end up interviewing, try to be an open book. Like the interview is gonna dictate, like, if it's gonna be good, you're gonna be open, you're gonna be honest, like, or bullshit your way through it and lie your ass off. Do one of them, but he just, he has his barriers, and there are certain things he refuses to talk about. Maybe that's because he doesn't want to admit them things, because then everybody else would have ammo on him, or maybe it's because he does know everything and he's 10 times smarter than you. I don't fucking know, and I don't care. He ain't smarter than me. I'm smarter than him. I'm cooler than him. I'm taller than him. He's older than me. But like, it's just my opinion. You can't. I don't know. That's just my opinion on the whole thing. I'm getting tired of being nice. Don't be nice, Tim. But I'm a professional, so that's my default. Yeah, dude. You don't do like you do with me, except for mean it. It's in you. It's definitely there. It's definitely there. Because even with the joking, sometimes I feel like, I'm like, oh, did I hit a nerve with him? And he got mad at me? But then I'm like, okay, no. But it's there. It's there. And some dudes don't respect you until you tell them, hey, dickhead, kiss my ass. Let me run into you, I'll smack you in the mouth. Maybe that changes the way Daniel. Some people, I'm going to tell you this right now. Buck and Billy Ray, I watched Buckin get very offended and kind of be a little bit rude. And he's Mr. Be Kind, okay? So I seen Buck and Billy Ray get all up in its feelings and get kind of pissed when Guilty of Treason started getting all of his subscribers. Buckin didn't like it. He can say whatever he wants. I watched it happen. And there was little jabs being thrown back and forth. Well, not thrown back and forth. There was none thrown from Jake. Or King Snatch. None was thrown from King Snatch. They were all from Buckin. And he would talk to his audience about some guys are just out there to do. And it was just his way of trying to kind of look down on a channel that was passing him up. You gotta understand, Daniel's been doing this for a long time. Your success may offend him. I don't know Daniel, really. But your success may offend him. Like, dude, it is what it is. Like, there's something about you that made you be able to blow up that I don't have. That's just the truth about it. And some guys will look at that and become very insecure, Tim. And maybe they come at you sideways because of it. But, I mean, it's not because of anything other. I don't know. I mean, unless you did anything to somebody, if they're coming at you that hard, that's their insecurities. Like, unless you did something to him for him to have this strong feelings about you, just is what it is. Like, I run into old men all the time that are complete assholes. They're rude as hell. They're just mean as they get. And when I'm mean back to them, they then respect me. And then they're then nice to me. And I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Why do we have to get to this point? There's women I've ran into that are just crazy, rude, and mean. Until you're rude or mean back. And then, like, there's nice people out there, Tim. And then there are people out there that prey on nice people. And bully nice people. And push nice people. And get their rocks off trying to, get some nice person all worked up. Dude, don't let it bother you. Like, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you why. There's the things I talk about that you do. Okay? Let's just do this. There's the things that we discuss in these live feeds where I nitpick you. And I'm just being a dick. I'm just being goofy. But there are some other people out there that those things offend them. Like, you know, and they need to justify the reason that somehow you got it easier than them, or that you got it better than them, or you did it faster than them, or like you're when it comes to the old YouTube and tree work, like if Daniel is like you guys, you can choose where your level's at as far as skills, but we're talking about YouTube tree work. Now you're here, so technically I would think if you wanted to, you could just kind of spit down on Daniel and me if you wanted to. Like it just is what it is, man. You're succeeding. Like for God's sake, looking back at somebody like that is looking to bring you down is just pointless. It's pointless, and it's never going to do you any good. And like, I don't know. Like he gave me, okay, I'm an open book. Like you should never say anything to me unless you tell me. Keep it a secret. Don't say nothing to me and expect me to keep it a secret unless you tell me keep it a secret. He didn't tell me to keep nothing a secret. But he gave me a list of people that have him blocked. And there's a list. A list. I don't think anybody's ever blocked me. And I've been a dick many, many times. But there's a list for Daniel of people that blocked him. And that's the things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to know, hey Daniel, why is there a list of people that have you blocked? What did you do? You know? And why? Like why what is it that you did to get blocked? And why did you take it? And I would, this is my opinion, when you've been blocked for things that you don't really have a good enough reason to explain why you were being so mean or so rude or always trying to like make someone look bad or whatever it may be. You know, I don't know what it is. But they blocked you, and they felt like you were probably being unreasonable, so they blocked you. So, like, I tried to get him to talk about that stuff. He don't want to talk about it. He just don't want to talk about it. He also doesn't want to show some of his mistakes. He's got them, but he don't want to show them. Some guys don't have that mature, like, that self-confidence, that, like, deep down to where they're like, I'll show it. Like I'm not worried about nobody. Like I'm not worried about nobody. I got my wife, I got my kid. Like those are the people I'm worried about. My close friends, love them, keep them close. Family, keep them even closer. Everybody else, cool if you like me, I dig it, but you ain't dragging my ass down. I'll tell you that much. I have too many people I need to bring up. But yeah, my wife does too, man. My wife really does too. She ready to fight someone? Yeah, see. And that's why you guys are probably a good couple. She's the hothead, you're the super calm one, and you guys balance each other out. Like, I can only imagine the crap you get, veteran. I don't understand. Like, I can't imagine you getting much crap. Like, it's crazy to me to think, like, what is it that you're doing that you're getting crap for? You're a very nice dude. No, I'm not saying all this. No, you suck. You suck. I can't ignore everything that I just said for the past, like, 15 minutes. You suck. That's not what we do here. You're not that cool. I agree with Daniel. You suck, dude. But it's self-inflicted. I edit the videos after. No, you're good, man. Some people just want to hurt them because, you know, it's dude, that's, and you guys got to understand, YouTube is a platform for those people that are super insecure and having rough times in life. And they want to walk up to their neighbor and be like, you know, blah, blah, smack them and this and that. But they can get on YouTube or Facebook and be like, you know, you suck. You should rethink your life. Blah, 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 blah. And there's no repercussions for it. They get to get that little bit out. Like, I don't know, man. At times, I've had my feelings hurt. I've had it really bug me. But, like, it is what it is. If that's what somebody needs to do for them to get through their day, I hope I helped them. But they can suck my ass at the same time, so. Yeah, Patrick, man, it took me a long time. I got my feelings hurt really bad. Like, I got I've been in my feelings many, many times. But like 8 years of doing it, I thought I was the bee's knees, you know, and I'm sure I embarrassed myself a lot of times. You know, it just, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I see myself like become a real man as I was making videos. So, like, and it took me a while to understand how to just, for my own psyche, to deal with YouTube. And it was rough. It was rough. But I think anybody can. It's just sometimes you have off days, man, and maybe your confidence ain't at its peak. It could, you know, when your confidence is just having a little bit of an off day, or maybe you're just feeling a little down that day, like, then that comment gets to you. And just, okay, let it get to you and just move on, because I think it's better and to know that and see criticism than it is to blindly not read any comments and think that everything's perfect. And anyone who's saying anything except for "you're the best" is trolling and like mean. Like, I don't like any of the negative comments, but sometimes they've made some sense. Some people can't. That's 100%. Some people can't. But some others don't know how to razz people too. Some people are, you know, they're just too much. They're just too much. And it comes off like they want to affect your life. Like, I understand if you just don't like me and you're like, yo, dude, you suck. Every live feed, there's somebody. I'm gonna say this. I hate this so much, and somebody's gonna do it here in a minute. And this is funny. This is fucking funny, and I've never got the chance to laugh at it because it hurts my feelings every single time. But I'm gonna say it, all right? Every time I do a live feed, for God's sake, this is gonna become a thing. Some troll will randomly roll into the live feed and say, "Damn, Wranglestar looks like he's not doing good," and that pisses me off. But it's fucking hilarious every single time. I just want to say, like, fuck you, beloved, like, every single time. But it's just what YouTube is, man. It's just what it is. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen again. Like, you know, they just pop in. They say nothing except for, "Damn, Wranglestar looks like he's having a tough life." I'm like, oh shit, man. And my life is tough, so it feels like a personal shot, all right, damn it? Learned a long time ago, realized this country is pretty small. Good night, everyone. I'm falling asleep. Bert, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's try to finish this up. So, Daniel knows everything. I think we established Daniel knows everything, and he's the barber chair master. I think that's what we established. I'll have to look up Wranglestar. Oh, man! Yeah, you'll get the beloved thing. Listen, beloved. Like, he's that dude. And I'm not that fucking zesty, first of all. It offends me when someone says that every time. I'm not that damn zesty. Do I got a hanky in my pocket? Do I have, am I wearing a fucking fedora? No, I'm not. But it gets to me every single time. Targeting physical appearance is the easiest target. Somebody called me Bugs Bunny once. It really got me. Yeah, it sucks so much. But after I left, like, I did a whole live feed. I rambled for 2 hours after someone said that to me. And as soon as I ended that, I did my best to tune it out the whole time. And as soon as I ended that, I was like, and then I laughed because I was like, that guy was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. But then it happened again, and then I'm like, son of a bitch. But, you know, it's just YouTube, man. Don't laugh too hard when you see it, veteran. As yeah, it just is what it is. Alright, Woodroy TV put out a video called Horrifying Tree Cutting Fails You Can't Unsee. Expert Reacts. I have no problem with any of it except for, I guess he could call himself an expert. Whatever. It is what it is. Maybe where he's at, he is the expert. Alright, let's get into this next one. But yeah, check out Woodroy TV. He's growing his channel. He does some videos where he watches some fails and reacts to them. But yeah. Alright, this one's good. In the Trees. This guy, I like this guy. I think he's doing something different, which is very hard to do on YouTube when it comes to tree work. So he does live streaming his jobs. But just because I like you, don't mean you get any free passes. I'm about to get up. Why do I always want to say get in that ass? I don't want to get in no one's ass. Where did I even come up with that? I'm about to get you. Yeah. That's what I mean to say. Alright, so the video was called, the channel is called In the Trees. The video was 30 degrees in the morning, 50 degrees in the afternoon. What saddle do you prefer for long climbs? I only use one saddle, Jeffrey, and it is, well, no, little short ones. I have a little Weaver, but I use the Weaver Stratus. It is, it's my favorite, so. Whatever has the, yeah, 100%. I would say whatever it is, have some suspenders on it and some cushions. But, yeah, I used to use the Cougar, the Weaver Cougar. And the reason I bought that saddle was strictly for long climbs. It's a heavy saddle, but it's a very, very comfortable saddle at the same time. So, yeah, try it out. Everybody's gonna, like, August has trained everyone to sell you the monkey beaver. So you'll have 20 different, yep, there's one. 20 different comments where they tell you the monkey beaver. So everybody has been trained very well. So do August bidding and tell him to buy the damn monkey beaver. All right, Weaver trained me, so it is what it is. Totally trained? Yeah, right on, man. My company just got me a notch Centennial, and it's uncomfortable. Well, Jeffrey, a saddle has to be adjusted out to the way you like it. Like, mess with your leg strap links, and not only on the back, the leg strap links, but the other part is going to be the upper leg links, where it goes to your bridge. So there's an adjustment there. Some people like if you seen my saddle setting there, it looks weird because I like my leg pads offset and the bottoms to set lower than the tops. Like, it really is very, like, it doesn't look like it would be comfortable. It's so perfect. Like, it took me a while to get it dialed in, but after I got it dialed in, it's so nice. Little Snatch has that one. Does he? How's Little Snatch fit in it? Does he fit in it pretty good? Notch has junk. I'd throw it in the garbage if I thought it was. You on a tree motion right here? Tree motion and monkey beaver? Well, he didn't train you good enough. You didn't even recommend it. What the fuck? Tim? You need to go back into training. Okay, so he puts out that video, 30 degrees in the morning, 50 degrees in the afternoon. Dude, I love his content. But this video he put out was 37 minutes. It's a 37-minute video, okay? I had to wait 25 minutes before the video started. Now, come on. That's not good. Like, I don't know if he had to upload it that way, but it says waiting for live feed to start. It's a 37-minute video. I waited 25 minutes before the video started. He's not paying you? Right on. There you go. There you go. Okay, I'll have to fiddle a little bit. Yeah, there's like no padding anywhere. Oh, really? So it's the padding that's the issue. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it can, at times, any saddle can feel like I've had a saddle that my Cougar, when I first got it, I felt like it was a very uncomfortable saddle. It was like crunching up on my crotch at times, and like when I would set into the saddle, I felt off balance. It took a long time to get that thing figured out, and you know, then it was like, oh, I would never be in anything else. This saddle that I got, which is the Weaver Stratus, it was very, very, very light in comparison, and it was much stiffer. Didn't look to be as padded, but then after I got it kind of set where I wanted, so comfortable. So um, hopefully you can get it adjusted out, Jeffrey, and not have to buy another one, man. So um, I'm here if you need a hand. I think maybe I have some videos on the channel talking about adjusting a saddle out, but I think a lot of guys overlook the comfort that you can get by adjusting the top part of the leg straps out to get them to because when you put, like, it could feel comfortable when you have it on, but when you get into the saddle and you're hanging, if this part here isn't adjusted out right, it's going to pull your straps and put them in the wrong position, and then it just feels uncomfortable. Puts way more pressure onto your back, and like it's like I would say hang a time point somewhere low and start adjusting. Get that sucker adjusted out to where when you're sitting in it, it's setting exactly where you want, on the back of your thighs, on your hips, and then get your suspenders. I would always suggest suspenders for anybody. Yeah, ground pounder. That Stratus, like I can't find anything wrong with it, man. It's so nice, and it's so light, and it's still so rigid, like it was when I first got it. Like it's still got its form to it. It's not floppy, and that's my issue with a lot of saddles. They become very floppy after a while, and the padding settles in places and like doesn't fit right. Like, but yeah, it has those composite straps and everything. So we'll see. We'll see how it holds up over time. It's held up really good so far, but rear handle saw, damn. I like to check out some new harnesses at TCI this year. You going to TCI? Which one are you going to, Tim? You should go to the one in St. Louis. So I could come and beat you up. Would you shit if you showed up in St. Louis and I essentially arrested you? Here's my silky anyway. Right on. Yeah, that's weird. I worked for them once. Yeah. Now you have to go. I've already rented a big ass Airbnb. Sweet, dude. I'm down. I'm down. I think we should get together and do a climb somewhere too. I think that would be even sicker. Alpaca weavers are cheap, so that's around really safe. Yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah, saddles and stuff, they're so expensive, man. I'll bring the Raptor. You better. I got the entire top floor. Damn, ground powder's gonna be balling at TCI Expo. Yeah. I told my wife, I was like, let's see if I get ground pounder to walk around with me this year at TCI Expo, so he can keep me from getting punched in the mouth by somebody. I figure I should ruffle enough feathers by the time the expo's here. Maybe somebody will want to beat me up when I'm there. And I'll let them do it as long as I can record it. You ain't beat. Nobody's beat me up. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't get beat up. I ain't scared, bro. Sweet, right on. I work in Eugene. Sweet. I look kind of scary. Dude, you're way bigger than I. It's like, everybody I ever meet from YouTube is always so much smaller than I thought. And then when I ran into ground pound, I'm like, what the fuck? Finally, another climber that's like, I can look in the eyes. Like, that's crazy to me. You know George from Elma? No, I wish. GP security. Yeah, there you go. I'm down, man. All right, so yeah, he put out that video, and he needs to figure out on your videos, if you're gonna put those out, like, and there's a long period where it's saying waiting for live feed to start. Like, you can't expect the viewer to sit there and look at that black screen for 25 minutes just to see 12 minutes worth of footage. So just a little word of advice. Yeah, I guess I could hit him with a little for wasting 25 minutes of my life while I was waiting for the video to start. But yeah, just a heads up. Maybe stop doing that. I don't know how else to say it, but don't put that in there. So then he puts out another video. It's called "We Flipped Our Giant Near Miss Report." So he's gonna do a series of videos, and he's gonna call it the Near Miss Report, where he looks back on some of his fail videos and explains what's going on, and does like a review. And he said he was inspired by probably the best YouTuber that there is. Like, the guy's been called the best tree climber, but I think you almost have to call him the best YouTuber. And don't look at subscribers or views, because none of that shit really matters. But he said I inspired him to do this series. So inspiration is so important, and I feel like you have the greatest inspiration you could ever find on YouTube. But go check his videos out. It was a really fun video to watch. He flipped his ground guy flipped their little machine, and he has it on footage. It's really fun to watch, and he commentates over the top of it. So I moved here 4 years ago, but whole life's still there. Oh, really? I live in Eugene, just work there for the utility. It blows away. Really? My loader articulates and also will twist. That's sick. Okay, but these are new ones. I told him to do more skits. Yeah, he made a good intro on a recent one. Is that the one? Is that the one where he did the short and he came in and he's like, oh, a new tree video is on. It was guilty of treason on his TV, and I think the title was "This is how tree guys watch tree videos." And then he went back in his room, put his saddle, his hard hat, and everything on, and came back in with his chainsaw and started it. He's like, push play. That was funny as hell. So I think he should. I agree, Tim. I think he should do more skits. He's a very funny dude, and if I inspired him, like, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like, because I don't know what I'm doing here. So, all right. Next channel, J306. You guys want to see somebody do something cool that's not tree related? Go check Jay out. He's finishing up this 39 Chevy Coupe, and it is fucking crazy. Like, I wish I had this car so bad. But yeah, he's finished stuff up. Yeah, he put out the video. It says 39 Chevy Coupe is on the ground. So yeah, go check. That's J306. He's just cooler on the other side of the pillow, and he's a good dude. That one was funny. But I'm talking about the one where he wanted wintered. Okay, yeah. He came outside and was like, no. Yeah, he's funny. Hey, Patrick, I really appreciate you stopping in, brother. Stay safe and have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a safe work week. You know what, guys? I think I'm down to the last one. Jeffrey Schroeder. And Jeffrey put out a video called Jeff Goes Logging. You know what Jeff did? He logged. He took the chainsaw and he did the cuts. He did the cuts real good so that the trees hit the ground real fast. So it's kind of the whole procedure with everything. I feel like that's tree work. Get the chainsaw, make the cuts, and it's done. Like, that's how easy tree work is. I don't know about everybody else, but like, tree work is too easy for me, and I don't know. I try to make it fun now because it's just too easy. Every part of it's too easy. None of it's dangerous for me anymore. And like, I don't know. I don't understand why everybody else is so dramatic about it, because for me it's too easy. So I'm Air Force, I guess. I don't know. Guys, yeah, this was fun. As always, you guys are the best. Yeah. I so want to put that video out on regular YouTube. But at the same time, I want to grow my memberships, because I legit make like fucking $30 a month from YouTube. With all the content I don't make anything. So like, give me your monies. I don't want all of it. I just want $4.99 every month. Just give me your monies, and I'll give you some content. And that's it. I just want the monies. So, give me the monies. Go to my membership, give me the monies, and then I don't have to sell you something. Because I don't really have anything worth selling anymore anyway. Yeah. Yeah, just give me your monies. Alright, guys, I appreciate you. Have a good one, and that's what all of us just want, the monies. So Ground Pounder knows the monies is what makes everything worth it. You got to try to get all the monies, and try not to spend all the monies before you get the rest of the monies. Because if you don't got no monies, you need the monies to make the monies. It's simple, just like tree work. Too easy. All right, guys, thank you. Stay safe. I need more monies too. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good weekend, and have a safe work week. Bye.